So the opening scene of the game was what appeared to be Yuna basically singing in a pop concert, but then you figure out that that isn't Yuna. It's actually LeBlanc, who's a rival sphere hunter.
What did you do after we left?
And for some reason she was able to look like Yuna, probably had something to do with her stealing the garment grid.
Mommy! Mommy, my balloon!
Man, this game is like the goofiest Final Fantasy game. Of course! Yeah, I don't think there's a goofier one. Like, it does not take itself seriously at all. It's kind of a nice change of pace after, well, really pretty much any Final Fantasy game, but...
There are serious parts, but there are also very many silly parts.
Oh, hurry up.
Especially...
Yeah, but it just has such a completely different tone than Final Fantasy X.
Well, yes, and that's why I think it was good. Like, that was a good game for a sequel, because it's not... Because at the end of Final Fantasy X, you didn't just, like... It's not just, oh, well, we made things okay like they were before. That's not what happened. They completely changed everything.
Changes, yeah.
So now...
sorry?
So now this is the new world. This is... Oh, Sin's gone. What do we do now?
Yeah, concerts!
Exactly. And I'm trying to find the guy who...
Concerts are just like Moogles.
Yeah, I'm trying to find the guy who basically gives me my assignment. And I don't know why I'm not going with the... Oh, because you can't see that the balloons are there. Oh, no, they're the balloons. Wait, I thought that was the person. Alright, you're supposed to get some balloons and hand them out to people. But...
Your important mission.
But, well, why are these people trying to get a ticket on this day, on the day of the concert?
Because stupid.
Yes, because stupid.
Ticketmaster. Other services are available.
Okay, I actually don't remember what I was supposed to do here, which explains why I'm...
You get stuck on geometry, sir. That's what you're doing.
Oh, because the person's hidden behind the stand, that's why.
Right?
That's helpful.
Me, no, there must be some mistake.
Thanks, and hey, don't screw up.
Don't screw up.
Did I do it because I couldn't turn him down? Or because the conversation was over before I had the chance?
This is sort of a theme throughout the game. That Yuna
has to do things that she doesn't want to do, but can't say no.
Yes.
Get them while they're hot!
Wait, that's a Kilika Blitzball uniform, isn't it?
Get balloons while they're hot.
Come see the concert, okay?
I love the voice she uses for this.
This reminds me of the... Did you ever play the Incognito? Did you ever play Final Fantasy 12?
I
There
did.
you go!
You know that part where,
Oh, I'm the Bash von Ronsenberg.
I'm Bosch, or whatever.
Yes. That was silly.
Don't forget to cheer!
Guys,
This is what that reminds me of.
guys, in case you don't know, like viewers, in case you don't know what we're talking about, basically there's a scene where you have to go and convince people that this guy who is supposed to be dead actually isn't.
And that you are him, and you're like a 15-year-old or whatever.
Now, why they don't get the actual guy to do it, I don't remember.
Come on, take one!
It's... You just close.
Especially since the actual guy is in your party. Yeah, so basically there are only a couple people on the screen who won't take balloons, the rest of them will. Like, I think he's one of the ones who won't. Well, everybody else did.
It's a really
It's a really nice... Is she a balloon connoisseur?
This is a fine balloon. Highest quality vinyl.
Okay.
Or latex or whatever balloons are made out of.
Yeah, they wouldn't float if they were made out of vinyl, bro.
And then it took me a while to find the last two, so that's why I cut. You actually have to push some button here that's kind of hidden. I'm stalking you and handing you balloons. But there are sillier missions than this in the game.
Mission accomplished.
And far more, innuendo laden.
YRP. In position. It's showtime, girls.
So yeah, this is what was happening.
I'm sorry, but that was ever so slightly creepy, the way it just zoomed in and she started speaking in tongues. Like, what's going on there?
What do you mean speaking in tongues?
People
She
dancing.
started speaking in
You
code.
think LeBlanc was enjoying herself?
Oh,
Until she got
Speaking
hurt.
in
Trying to be
tongues is
incognito.
like speaking in tongues is like in Pentecostal churches or whatever, where people will like, you know,
Does she look that much like me?
flail around on the floor saying nonsense
Hold it.
words.
The concert's sold out. You can't go in.
I can't?
Definitely
it's not speaking
Go
in
on,
code.
get out of here.
yeah,
Hey, we got some
yeah,
gate crashers.
he's right.
Must be those spear hunters.
Yes, sir.
And it's LeBlanc's mooks.
Oh no.
So she runs in the other direction.
I can't take her seriously
I
in
hadn't
that.
heard from Rick or Peg,
I think that's
so I
the
didn't know
point.
what
Move
to
it and
do.
groove it now.
It's me.
She's really freaking out.
I wasn't sure what I was doing.
Yeah, so you can actually see Yuna before she gets out of her Moogle costume.
Riku sure was having fun.
That's the thing that, like, that's how you can screw yourself out of getting 100% before you've even finished the opening scene. If you miss that Moogle, who's actually Yuna.
Huh.
And for some reason, she has the power to heal you then, even though you don't have the White Mage Dressphere. And I guess she finds Logos funny.
Wait, so is this a flashback or was the other one a flashback?
It's all a flashback.
Looks like trouble.
Everything with Yuna in a Moogle suit is a flashback.
Well, we can just say that the first one, or this one, she just kind of remembered it wrong or something.
What? What do you mean?
It's a good... never mind. If it's a flashback, then you'll probably get something wrong.
What do you mean I'll get something
You said
wrong?
there was a continuity issue, error, where one person did something in one version of events which you couldn't do, and then in this one, it was different.
When did I say
Here
that?
comes the real
Never
Yuna.
mind. She didn't have the white mage Dressphere.
Oh. I don't know, I'll just say she was carrying potions.
Convenient, that's why.
I was just about
I'm
to finish
fixing
him
plot
off, but
holes
then
that
you
no one
showed up
asked
and
to be
stole all the
fixed.
fun.
She was carrying potions,
I guess
okay?
I was so glad to get out of that thing that I went a little nuts.
Although that wouldn't explain the MP healing. She was carrying ethers too.
Yuna's dancing? Where? Ha in there.
Listening close enough?
So, this is my life now.
So, yes, you don't get, or maybe you get a Garmin crit from this. You don't get any big reward, but as always, you know, you do it for story
I
completion.
find myself stopping.
By the way, I've read an alternate interpretation of why it's so damn hard to get 100% in one playthrough. That interpretation is that the developers never intended it to be possible.
Well, I think we're overlooking one major thing here.
What?
Their ship looks like a pair of motorcycles that somebody glued together.
Yeah, the front of it kind of does look like that.
Why?
It looks like a mix between a motorcycle and a pod racer.
It's a pair of motorcycles.
Whoever's typing, that comes out really loudly on the video, so...
Sorry.
So this one has white mage spells on it. You just equip it and you can use cure, go through some gates, and you can use more powerful healing spells.
Did they ever explain what exactly garment grids are?
No.
Science.
They're just kind of hand waving for the sake of just video game mechanics.
It's kind of like what junctioning is in Final Fantasy VIII. It's a menu.
Or the sphere grid. It has absolutely no influence on the plot, and it has absolutely no, like...
What do you mean no influence on the plot? What were you just watching?
No, the sphere grid has no influence on the plot.
Oh.
Sorry, I didn't mean... Basically, it's completely unexplained by the game, and it's purely there pretty much largely for game mechanics' sake.
Yes.
Although in this one they did incorporate it partly into the story.
Yes, well, there's one Dressphere where...
Whoa! For some reason it reset on me. What time are we at?
We're at 26:10. Sorry about that.
Huh?
I'm sorry you
Didn't do anything.
screwed up. No, I know I didn't do anything.
Unless you're able to, like, psychically project yourself into my computer, which I'm pretty sure isn't possible.
How do you know?
About that.
Anyway, going through Luca, now in dress more appropriate for the weather. You can do a lot more stuff because this is the present rather than the past.
Hooray! Do you jump back and forth a lot in the present and the past?
No, that's actually the only flashback I can think of where you actually are playing. Yeah, there are some items to get here, including a new garment grid. And there's the bar where Orin supposedly was found, and where Tidus and Kimahri were dumbasses and let Yuna get kidnapped.
Well then.
Wait, where was Lulu then?
Wait, isn't that kind of redundant, saying, Tidus was a dumbass?
I don't really think he's as stupid as he makes himself look. I think that's kind of his shtick.
Yeah, he actually doesn't seem nearly as stupid as he kind of lets on, it seems like, but... kind of like the whole laughing scene. It does make sense in the story, but jeez, it's not hilarious to make fun of.
Of course. Anyway, I went here just because I was curious whether you could do the same thing here that you could do in the last game. And yes, you can. This is the Sphere Theater. You can, if you have money, you can buy the music and movie spheres. So you can hear different tracks and see cutscenes. Although there aren't very many FMVs in this game. Most of them are just in the same graphics as the normal gameplay, so the cutscenes. So that means that when there is an FMV, you can bet something important is going on. Oh yeah, there's also a mini game that you can play here. A lot of people hate it. I love it. I think it's a lot of fun. And I think that's what I'm going to demonstrate after
Anything's better than Blitzball.
You can play Blitzball late in the game, but it's a completely
Why would
different...
you want to?
Yeah, you can't get any completion points from Blitzball, and you can't... I mean, actually, when I did my 100% run last year, I didn't play Blitzball, so I may show it just for the lulz.
See, the reason why you want to play Blitzball is because you want an RPG inside your RPG.
An RPG sport.
Yes, inside a very Japanese RPG. RPGception.
So you can sometimes find garment grids in chests.
Hooray!
So this has thunder
So
magic.
hang on. If the person, if they like steal the thing and are now impersonating you, and yet you can find these everywhere?
Yes.
But I assume that it's sort of like that person was using a special Dressphere that made her look like you.